Lewis. Welcome to Calvin's Got Game. I'm Calvin.
I'm Lewis.
And today we are giving you our top 10 board games that would make great gifts for who, Lewis?
For gamers.
For gamers. I'm not talking about folks that just like to play a few games.
No.
I'm talking about hardcore gamers. I think these games that we're going to pick here, now I haven't seen Lewis's list, so I can't comment on how great his list is, but mine is stellar.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mine is stellar. So I think that these would make great gifts for the gamer in your life. If you have somebody that's a gamer, I think some of these games would be great. If they don't already have them, they may already have them. So you might want to check their collection or just kind of say, hey, you ever heard about this game? You know, no one likes to get the same game twice.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
If they do, they're probably going to
exchange it, return it.
Yes.
Yeah, or try to sell it on the board game market.
Yes.
Which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
People don't buy used board games. Believe me, they don't buy a lot of used board games. It's hard because you pay a lot for these games and then nobody wants to give you much for them. You'll buy a game for $80 and have to sell it for $10 or $20, right? But anyway, enough of that nonsense. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit that button. It's not hard, I promise you, and it won't hurt a bit. It won't electrocute you. It'll just subscribe you to two crazy people telling you about board games. That's it. We would love to have you subscribe. Love to have your comments. I enjoy them, but understand, if you do comment, they will get read on air.
Yes.
Or on the video, not on air.
We might butcher the name, but we will.
Definitely butcher the name. So if it's a name that we can hardly say, well, I'm sorry if we butcher it, but at least your comment will be heard. Lewis, you got anything to say before we get started?
No, that we do appreciate any new subscribers.
Amen.
We do appreciate folks that are viewing these videos. Please view them and put the like button. So
that's this thing right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay. I should not have done that face.
That's okay. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to slow down the video and clip it and put it on the main page.
Because I know my wife, because my wife watches the videos, my wife's going, you had to do the face, didn't you? I'm going, crud. I did it, and
I missed it, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it. All right.
I'm sorry, my dear. I'm sorry, Shorty. That's my nickname for her, Shorty. I'm sorry that I did it, but
oh my,
it's me.
All right, so
me.
Let's go ahead and get started with the gifts. Man, I'm sorry, folks. I get tongue-tied sometimes. Gifts for gamers. So all these board games will be a gift that I believe a gamer would like. So my first one, I'm going to go first, Lewis.
Well, you should go first.
I will go first.
Okay.
All right. My first one is a 2020 game. Is Dune Imperium. It's by Dire Wolf. 1 to 4 players. It takes about 60 to 120 minutes to play. And the weight is 3.05. Now in Dune Imperium, if you like the show Dune, I watched the first Dune. Totally lost. I didn't know what the heck was going on. Good movie, great special effects. Had to watch it twice so I could figure out what was happening, right? Still a good movie. I liked it. But Dune Imperium kind of has some of the things in there. You recognize some of the characters and what you're doing. You're collecting certain things. So in this game, you're going out and collecting resources. You're trying to get favor with the certain clans that are in Dune to get extra rewards. And you have to spend resources to do that. I can't remember what those orange things are called that you get. But anyway, there is one thing in there that you can war about. There's a card that gets flipped over, gives you some stuff. So you can assign some of your cubes that you accumulate to the war. And whoever has the most at the end of the round, when it comes that time to check it, will get the main bonus. The second person will get the smaller bonus. So you can choose to put them in or not put them in or take them out. The game is a lot of fun. It's basically worker placement, set collection, but the game's just, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. You have cards in your hand that you're playing to go to certain places on the board, and you'll collect resources, like I said. You'll spend those resources to get in good with the clan, and then you'll have places to where you can put people into the fight. You also have some other cards you can get that once the fight begins, each person has a chance to go around and play a card, which boosts your fight power in the war portion of it, or whatever it's called. And then everybody has a chance to do that as well. And if somebody else puts a card down, you'll have another chance to put a card down. So you can keep going around and building your army until one of you win. And I just absolutely like this game a lot.
It's a good game. I have never played it. Have not seen no gameplay on YouTube.
What are you waiting on, Lewis?
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm waiting on. Because I know I like the movie Doom.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, a lot of folks, there'll be a short TV series about it, very short. And then an older version of Doom that ran for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Nothing taken away from the older version of Doom. They did a good job. The newer one, just because of the technology, it puts forward more information on there. The books, I've read the books. It's just, I know myself. If I get this, I'm going to probably want to get more parts of it, if there's any. And
I don't think there's that many Dune games. I mean, there's some older Dune games out there, but this Dune Imperium, and there are some expansions to it, but the Dune base game is plenty. I think it serves its purpose. It does a great job, and if you play it, I think you'll like it. That's all I need is the base game. I don't need the expansion.
It's just when I get into a game, I want to get I'll really put my all in playing a game like that.
That's called obsessive.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just going to say it. No one else will. I'll be your psychiatrist today, Lewis.
Yeah, anybody that knows about Everdell, I almost got all of them. I'm missing just one.
I like Everdell, but I'm not buying all that stuff. Not going to do it, Everdell.
My first one.
Can't catch me. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh, I just Bugs Bunny just came through my mind when you said that. Animal Fighter, you're rascally right.
Yep.
My first one, you have actually mentioned this game. We have not played it. It's one game that hopefully...
Oh, I played it.
Yeah, you played it. I haven't. I hope in the future we can. It is, and I'm going to mess it up. It is
Viticulture.
Viticulture. A 2013 game. Stonemaier Games, publisher. 2 to 6 players, about 90 minutes to play. It is ranked 291 on BGG with a 2.94 weight on there. If you like wine ever pretended to be a person to harvest wine, this is a game for you.
It most definitely is.
It is a game that has a mechanic that I like that most games do not have. It is a placement of when do you go in turn. You don't roll when to go turn, or go in. You still go in a certain order, certain left or right, but you pick when you go to on your turn. It's a mechanic that is not very often used.
You pick a deal when you're going to wake up in the
morning. Yes. So you might want to go last, so you're going to be waking up at 7 in the morning. But you're the early bird, and you want to go first, so you're going to be waking up. I think it's 4 o'clock or
it's a clocker on the side of the board when you wake up. And the later you wake up, I think you get more bonuses.
Yeah, there's bonuses.
But the earlier you wake up, I don't think you get that many bonuses. But you get to choose the spot you're really needing.
Yes. So yeah, the first spot, no bonus. Everything else, you either get a card, one type of card or another type of card, or get a coin, which you're going to need. But yes, you determine yourself when you're going to go in your order.
Yes.
So it is a interesting mechanic that I do enjoy having in some games. Then the game is basically you are trying to make wine. Mm-hmm. You are getting cards that you need to fill orders. Yes. You have in a 2-player game. This is a game that more players, you have more spaces to use. In a short 2 players, you only can have one person on a certain area. That's it. more players, 2 people can be there. Now,
Well, you do have a grande worker.
yeah,
break
but to
rule.
that, yeah. A grande worker, the biggest guy on the field, everybody has one, breaks that rule. But when do you use it?
Right.
When do you use it?
What season do you use
Yes,
it? That's the thing.
Yeah, because there's 2 seasons.
There's 3.
3?
I'm sorry, Lewis. Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah, 3.
There's
Okay.
Spring or fall, spring, and
Winter.
summer, winter. I don't know. There's 3 of them.
Yes.
I think the winter month is the waking up part or something like that. And it's I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah, I just know that
I can't remember all of them.
you have, if you use all your workers in the beginning part, you can't use it in the winter part. You can't move them. As soon as they're stationary, that's it. Because you got to make sure you got to plant your vines. You got to harvest your vines. You have to
Make the wine.
Yeah, make the wine, which is on the very bottom of the board, and there's 2 types.
Red and white.
Red and white. You got to make sure. You got to make.
And champagne. You can make champagne.
Okay,
yes.
didn't know that one, but yes, there's so many mechanics going on here
There's a lot.
that this is a game for gamers. If because you have to keep an eye on what everybody else is planning to do. When do you want to wake up early? When do you want to wake up late? When do you want to take this bonus? Because there's 3 little dots on each location. If you take the middle dot, it gives you a little bonus. And if you need that bonus, you better wake up first. You might not get that bonus at the very beginning, but you get this bonus. So you got to determine when do you want to make that move.
Yeah.
So it's a very strategized game for folks that have played strategized games, that have played work replacement, have played meeting agendas to get points. This is a game for you.
I actually like this game a lot. Your wine gets to age as it goes too,
Yes.
so it can help you get some of those other orders where they are requiring a 5-year-old wine or a 4-year-old wine or whatever. It's an interesting game. I really like the little glass beads they use for the wine. I almost bought an upgrade pack that has the little wine bottles, and I decided not to. But it is a fun game. If I've actually recommended this game to some folks who are winemakers, who have wineries, I've actually told them, hey, if you like making wine, you like board games? Yeah, I like board games. Well, you love viticulture. I've never heard of it. So I've introduced the game to some of them. So hopefully they went out and got it. But viticulture to me is a great competitive game.
Yes, it is very competitive.
But if you get Viticulture World as an add-on, it makes it cooperative, which is also fun. And my wife likes to play it that way.
Okay. Did not know there was a...
Yeah, it's sitting right over there.
Yeah, I see that. I didn't know there was a cooperative version.
Yeah, it makes it cooperative. But the problem is both of you still have to reach your goal, but you're trying not to take spaces from the other person when you know they need it, so that they can go do the things they need to do if you're already ahead of them. So it's kind of a cooperative kind of deal. It's fun. Enjoy it. Great pick, Lewis. Even though you snubbed my Dune Imperium.
I didn't snub it. It's just...
Yeah. It's not going to live up to my standards.
No, I want to get it. It's just I have to be careful.
I'm kidding, Lewis.
Get it. Because I want it, but gotta wait.
My next game is a 2022 game. This is Merchants of the Dark Road by Elf Creek Games.
Yes.
1 to 4 players, 60 to 120 minutes. This is a 3.22 weight game. In Merchants of the Dark Road, you are using dice. You roll dice, you place them out. You're going to move dice up to a spot. You'll get to do something, and then you get to move your caravan around to do certain things. In this game, it's a pickup and delivery game. Yep. So you're trying to get resources to sell to either folks in the tavern, and once you sell to them, you can put them on your caravan to take them wherever they need to go in this other part of the board, or you can just deliver goods to the certain part of the board that needs those goods. You're going to collect victory points through that. And through this process, you're going to be doing a lot of different things. There's a great rondelle wheel on one side that's magnetic, which is fabulous. It doesn't slide around. It's magnetic, but yet it does turn when you turn it. This game is just a lot of fun. There's one mechanic that kind of will mess you up at the first, Lewis. The sliding of the dice.
Yes.
Because when you slide a dice up, you have 3 positions on your board, and you have a dice pool. When you slide a dice up and it moves through this one deal, that's the action you're supposed to take. But it looks like you could take any of the actions.
It does.
It does, but that's not how it works. So this game is fantastic. I enjoy it a lot. You can go down either the light path or the dark path when you're going down the Merchant's Road out to the cities. The problem is you got to have a lot of lanterns or for to go down the light road, and a lot of times you don't have them.
Nope.
So you have to go the dark road. And the problem is you roll some dice. Bad things or good things can happen. And if you go down the dark road, the other people get to choose their dice before you do. If you go down the light road, you get to choose the dice of what you get first. So you really have to decide, do I want to go down dark? That's only if they're going with you.
Yes.
If they don't go with you to the city, then you don't have to worry about them. You say, oh, well, I'll roll the dice and get what I get.
Yes.
There is a way to manipulate that. You can spend some what do they call those fiery looking tokens?
Oh yeah, don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. Fire burst or something like that. You can spend one of those to re-roll a dice. So it's a great game. I think if anybody enjoys pickup and delivery games, I think they'll enjoy this one. This one has a lot of meat to it, a lot of mechanics, a lot of thinking going on in this game. Can cause some analysis paralysis, so be aware of that. But the game length is a little longer, 60 to 120 minutes. So, but I think it's a great game. Elf Creek did a fantastic job on this game.
Yeah, I like how you also have to think, and you got to look when you're delivering stuff, is it the upgrade version or the basic version?
Right.
Yeah,
you can upgrade your weapons or shields or whatever, and when you're selling them, they give you more money, or when you deliver them, it gives you more victory points.
Yes. And that wheel, how things can move, and you roll something and you get all this stuff, but you get everything.
You can move one dice when you go to the wheel. Where the wheel is, you can move one dice to put it with something else.
Right.
Instead of getting, and you'll have to pay for whatever you get, but if you pay $1 for, I don't know, whatever it is, you can get 2 of them instead of one for $1.
Yes.
But then you take those dice and you re-roll them and you place them back out on the wheel to where they go. And so there can't be more than 2 dice on any spot. So it's an interesting game. I think if you're looking for a meaty game, I think Merchants of the Dark Road will fulfill your need.
Now, I do like the Tetris part, though, on that game, too.
In the wagon.
Yeah.
All your supplies you get have to fit in the wagon, or you can't keep them, and they can't overlap each other. You can't be hanging out the wagon, So yeah, like we used to put a lawnmower in the trunk and have the trunk really halfway up. You can't do that.
No, you can't. Which when you first showed it to me, I was kind of confused at the beginning.
Yeah, a little bit.
But then when I
had
got
to smack him a couple times to get him to understand.
A couple. But after that, I started figuring it out.
I was like, Lewis, wake up! Look!
It is a fun game, though.
It's a great game.
Yeah,
it is fun. It is on the heavier side, though, and it looks daunting when you set it all up. The board looks like, holy crap.
Yeah.
But basically, the mechanics are easy.
Now, my second one, going in the weighted area in the 3s. It is at 3.11.
All right.
A game that I have not finished yet, even though I have played it at least 8 times. It is
Yahtzee. Oh, sorry.
It is called Unfathomable.
Unfathomable.
A 2021 game, Fantasy Flight Games.
Love
is publisher. 3 to 6 players. Let me get this right. 2 to 4 hour gameplay.
Yes.
And it's ranked 592 on BGG. Basically, you on a cruise ship.
I like cruise ships.
Yeah. And you are going from one place to another place.
I like to do that on a cruise ship.
Problem is, there are sea creatures.
I don't like those.
There are little sea creatures that are going to come on the boat and start taking passengers. You part of the crew have to prevent that. But there is a mommy and a daddy sea creature that they will be part of it too.
Nice. It's a whole family affair.
Yes. You have to make it to your destination not just once. Well, yes, once, but you need to have so many cards of this traveling of the boat to make it. I think it's 7. Only 7, and I say 7 is 7 points. But these cards are randomized, so you don't know how many points you have on each card until you draw it. So you can be a engineer, the captain, a nurse. There's depending what you are, depending what you can do on this. But as you keep going, certain things will happen.
Like what?
Like you get caught stealing. The card says you are caught stealing. Guess what? You go to the cell area.
The brig.
Yeah, the brig. But you're the one that can have a weapon that you roll to hit the sea monsters. Your weapon can knock out 2. Or you're the nurse starter, that you can heal somebody that gets hurt. So you are fending off these creatures that come around the boat counterclockwise. And then when these event cards happen, they come onto the board.
Love it.
And
they're on the poop deck.
Yep. Problem is,
Who's the second time.
Yep. Second time it happens, they come inside the ship.
I like that.
And if there are passengers, they get them.
They eat them.
Yep. And you only can lose so many passengers.
So let me ask you this, Louis. Could there possibly be someone who is not wanting good to happen?
Right. It has, and this is the thing that Mr. Calvin would like.
Love it.
The traitor that's in league with not with the sea monsters, but yes, they don't want it to happen. So yes, it has a traitor aspect of it.
Love it. Possibly, right? I
Yes,
mean, it doesn't always have to have a traitor.
No, it is. The cards are supposed to be dealt randomly. Mm-hmm. But the times I've played it, we get what we want because.
What's the fun in that, Louis?
Because I have yet to. Christine and I have yet to finish it. It's a game that we have not finished yet, and I played it 8 times. Have not finished it at all.
Well, we're gonna have to pick a Saturday and go up there and play it where we can finish it during a Saturday.
It's a meaty game. It is a meaty game. You pull it out. There's cards for each individual. There's cards that is I forgot. There's one person that's the psychic, I believe, that can mitigate a little bit of the disaster, but it's not always picked.
So a psychic
could
possibly be a traitor. He could really mess y'all up, huh? He or she.
Yeah, because their deck has also bad stuff.
Oh, nice. Really nice. Love that.
Yeah. So it's a meaty game. You need to set basically a day to play this game. A day.
For 4 hours, for sure.
Yes.
And take a break in between.
Yes, you have to, because there's just so much going on. And needing 3 people to play this game, that's the drawback on this. 3 people to play one game. You can't do it with 2. I've looked into it. You can't do it 1. You can't be playing all three characters. You have to have 3 because each individual has
a certain role to
play. Right. So it's nothing like you can be several individuals that do the same thing. So yeah, unfannable. If you have 4 hours with a few folks and are willing to lose a couple of times before you win, because the game is designed for you to lose.
Of course, all cooperative games are designed for you to lose.
Yeah.
They don't want to make it easy.
No.
Who wants that? Play Yahtzee if you want something easy, right?
Yeah. Unfannable is a good choice there for the gamer.
I haven't played it, Lewis. I want to very much so. They say this was the remake of BGG, Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
Or BSG, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Battlestar Galactica. I said BGG like I'm talking about the BGG. Board Game Geek.
Yes.
Battlestar Galactica, which is hard to find now. It's very expensive. So Unfathomable came out. Hopefully would hit that same niche for people who like BSG, Battlestar Galactica. And I haven't played it yet. I want to. The 4-hour commitment is the hurdle for me.
Yes.
Getting that time to weed out 4 hours of my day. So enjoy those types of games with traders for sure. There's a lot of them, and I like each and every one of them because it's the possibility of having a trader and you're going, man, I can't trust you, but I almost have to.
Right.
So that's what I enjoy. All right. My next one is a 2020 game. It's called Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion.
Okay.
Not the big box, just the smaller bite-sized box. It's by Cephalofair Games, 1 to 4 players, 30 to 120 minutes to play, 3.64 weight on the game. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. If you've played Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion is no different. You have scenarios, but the great thing about Jaws of the Lion is you have a book that opens. Mm-hmm. Everything is played in the book. The mechanic that I truly like about Jaws of the Lion, or Gloomhaven in general, is playing the top or bottom of a card. And those cards are your life.
Yes.
Some, if you play the bottom card and it's really strong, you'll lose that card out of your deck completely. There are ways to heal, to get a rest, to get some of those cards back and take a full rest, small rest, and get some cards back, or take a full rest and get them all back. What a great system that is. You're fighting, it's a dungeon crawl. Yeah. It's a flat-out dungeon crawl with some good minis. And I think Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion has some standees, and I think the big one does too. But your own character is a mini.
Yes. And
it has a great leveling up system in it, and you're telling a story of how you're going through this thing. Fantastic. If you don't want to get the big box, which is very expensive, it's not as expensive anymore as it used to be, but it's still pretty expensive.
Yes.
Go get Jaws of the Lion. I think you'll enjoy it just as much, and I guarantee it's a gamer's game. For sure, and it's cooperative, so you can play it solo. So if you're a solo gamer and you're that kind of gamer, then by all means check out Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. I think you'll enjoy it.
That's one I don't have. Before I get that one, I want to finish up the other two, which someone was so nicely to gift that to me.
Look, man, I didn't gift it to you, and I know I'm a nice person, but I'm not gifting that one to you. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful.
My third one, you probably have not heard this one. Well, I think you probably have.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
I'm a gamer.
Yeah, you're a gamer. I'm a gamer. Newly gamer. It is Underwater Cities.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. A 2018 game. Delicious Games publisher.
Delicious.
1 through 4 players, about 80 to 150 minute game time. It is ranked 44 on BGG, pretty high on there, and it's weighted 3.58. And this one I stumbled across on it because someone was playing the at that time the newer one of the same company, and Woodcrafts.
Yeah, Woodcrafter.
Yeah, which is another one that I want to play. But this one, I played it only once, and I found it very interesting to play.
Okay. This is where you're building those domes underwater,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, you are living underwater. You building domes. You have a set of cards, and as your cards you put out to do stuff, there is the board has images of cards, and if you can match your card color with the slot on the board, you get a little bit more stuff.
Okay.
I mean, you can still get stuff, but matching more with the color gives you more stuff to do. So basically, there's issues of the on land. You're too much people, so you go and they be making places underwater. Since there's a lot of free property underwater. Basically, there's
No, who wants to live underwater?
yeah. You have to make a dome, connect them with little piping or tunnels, and get resources to work, gain more resources to build more stuff, and get points. Thing is, are you going to be stopped by somebody that gets something that you need? Because your cars is what you use to get the stuff. So it's a simple game on the surface, but the mechanics wise, what you got to do, how you got to do it, and what you can about. One of those mechanics of car drafting. Somewhat, you're building your deck to do stuff.
Okay.
You're building the board up. You have your own board to build to do anything, but the domes are limited.
Okay.
So you have to be careful how many domes are there, and depending on the number of players, depending on how many domes there are. If you have all 4 players, you use all the domes, which I think is 17. The less you use, less and less on there.
So you use less of the board.
Yes.
Right.
And so you have to be very strategic on this game.
So it scales to the players.
Yes, it scales to.
Good deal.
Yeah, which I like that. Games that can scale to the player.
Yeah, I do too.
It benefits the whole group.
Yeah.
Not all games do that, especially one I will not speak of. They don't scale it down, make it feasible for the lower players.
Right.
But yes, Underwater Cities is a game that I'm thinking of getting eventually, because just the aspect of it, and since it's a solo player game, it's something that I don't need to find someone to play with, but it's something that I know will challenge me on the playability of it.
Awesome. I haven't played the game. I've looked at it a couple times, and I found it interesting. But like I said, I don't like. I put it like this: I like looking at the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of getting in the ocean, because when there are things bigger than myself in the ocean, there, especially to build cities underwater. I mean, there's things that could bust that thing or tear it up, and seismic activity would freak me out. Well, so not underwater.
You might like the new one, the Woodcraft one.
Yeah, I've seen that one a couple times too. I've looked at it. I've watched some videos on it, but I haven't. It's intriguing, but I wasn't sure that it'd be right up my alley. So, all right, my next game is a 2013 game. It's Eldritch Horror by Fantasy Flight. 1 to 8 players. Now this plays quite a few folks. 120 minutes to 240 minutes to play. It's a 3.32. This game is a cooperative game as well. I got 3 cooperative games on here this time. Eldritch Horror is one of my favorites. I loved Arkham Horror when it first came out, but Arkham Horror kind of faded away from me when Eldritch Horror came out. I got rid of Arkham Horror, and I decided Eldritch Horror was going to be my game. This game is so good that you can pick whatever god you want to go up against, whatever evil god you want to go up against, Cthulhu or one of his minions. And then you have a deck of cards that are associated with that minion. So everything is thematic going through. The only thing that's not so thematic is some of the cards that you experience in your small adventures. Like if you're in a city at the end of your turn, you have to draw a city card and do an adventure kind of thing, where you may get something good, you may get something bad. So you have to make a decision to do certain things. If you're in the water, then you have to do a water one. Wherever you're at, you're going to be doing something at the end of your turn. You'll draw a card, and everybody will have to do one. And then, of course, you have the minions' turn to go, the evil one's turn to go. It is such a great gear. Closing gates, you're fighting monsters. It's just so much fun. It is a meaty game. It's a big board. It's not just all in Arkham now. You're going to other cities.
Yeah.
And there's things that you can discover. There's tasks that you have to complete. You have to get 3 mysteries solved on each old one, the mean people, to win the game. or you're defeated, whichever comes first. And defeated comes pretty quick sometimes if you're not doing the things you need to do. Me and my wife enjoy playing this game. I enjoy playing it solo. So if you are a solo gamer, if you like a game with a little bit of meat, but yet you like that cooperative aspect of it, and you want to play with a group of people up to 8, this game will do that. I don't think it'll slow the game down any. All the turns are pretty quick.
It is.
It's fantastic. Love the artwork. Love the game a whole lot. Eldritch Horror is probably one that I think any gamer would love to have as a gift.
Now, you mentioned it before.
Many times.
Yes, many times. It's one that I will be getting later on. But right now I'm with Arkham Horror, the card game.
Yeah, I like Arkham Horror too, but the card game.
Yeah.
But there's so much junk for it, and it's hard for me to keep up. And once you get behind,
it's hard to catch up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to invest a little bit more on it. That way I can go back and do some more. So I'm going to be focused on that, then on that one.
Well, Eldritch Horror, you don't have to get a whole bunch more. I mean, there are expansions for it. I think I have one of the expansions. I don't know. It's like I said, it's around in this massive pile of games somewhere. But absolutely enjoy that game a lot.
My fourth one. Yeah, we're on number 4.
Yeah.
It is one that you have played.
I have.
Yes. I don't think you have beaten it.
Maybe.
Robinson Crusoe, Adventures on the Cursed Island.
I have beaten it. I cheated to win, but I won.
So you have not beaten it.
There was an asterisk at the win.
A 2012 game, Portal Games publisher, 1 to 4 players, 60 to 120 minutes. It's ranked 95 on BGG, and its weight is 3.82, a little bit heavier. Have not played this. I've heard Kevin talk about a lot of it and seen a lot of gameplay on it. But it is basically you are on a deserted island. You have cards that are not going to be in your favor a lot of times. You have to survive on a daily basis. And things come out to get you. It is a very difficult game. If for those gamers that are into gaming, this is one that will challenge you. It is going to be challenging because at the end of every day, right, you have to meet certain requirements.
You have to feed, shelter, because there's weather that you have to prepare for. There's all kinds of stuff.
And so it is a game that, for what it has in that box, it's going to keep you challenged every time you play it. You're probably going to have to put it on the shelf for a bit so you can deal with the disappointment of failure, which is
it's not failure, Lewis. It's that you didn't succeed at that point, but you're going to, right?
You learn from your mistakes.
There's always that one more pull of the slot machine. I'm going to win this time.
So you learn from your mistakes. So it's a game that will keep challenging a gamer that likes to play board games. I wish I had more to say about it, but I haven't played it. But the way Mr. Calvin talks about it and the gameplay I've seen it, it's a game that is challenging because those cards are so random on there. You don't know what's going to happen next on there. But yes, that is my number 4 on there.
Good choice, Lewis. My number 5 is a 2012 game. It's called Robinson Crusoe, Adventures of the Cursed Island. It's a crossover.
And we were just talking about that, too.
Yeah, we just talked about we don't hardly ever have any crossovers. It's by Portal Games, 1 to 4 players, 60, 120 minutes, weight of 3.82. Now, Robinson Crusoe, Adventures on the Cursed Island. You get some exploration in there. You get to explore some of the island. You get to have experiences that you make a choice on a card. You put it back in the deck. It may come back at some point to bite you in the butt. Because you made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
So the game is most definitely hard. You have to. There's like 4 or 5 scenarios in the box. I'm still on the first one. I still have not won the first scenario. I'm thinking about scrapping that one and trying a new one. It is such a good game. Why I think this game is so good for gamers. it must be great because on BGG there's people that's made their own scenarios for the game. So when you go on there, you can print this stuff out and have your own scenario that a person on BGG has created, a fan of Robinson Crusoe, their Adventure on Cursed Island. This game is fantastic. If you want something that's going to beat you up, you want something that's going to make you think, should I do this first or should I do this? This game is going to make you plan and plan hard because the weather cards will jack you up. And if you don't have enough food to feed everybody, you're going to have a problem with that too because this is a cooperative game. So everybody's kind of putting their stuff into this pool. I'm telling you, this game is difficult. There's a friend of mine, Kyle. He and I played it. We kind of asterisks won it because I think we forgot to do one thing at the end and we had what we needed, so we kind of completed it. It's a fantastic game for gamers, and I don't think that you'll be disappointed if you get this game at any time. It is a little older game. It's a 2012, so it's 12 years old?
Yeah.
Fixing to be 13 years old?
Yep, fixing to be 13.
Guys, some of these older games are fantastic. Quit being the cold of the new. Go back and look at some of the older games. I think you'll be pleasantly... this game still today... I don't know. What did you say it was ranked on BGG? Did you?
Yes, 95.
It's still a great game.
Yeah.
People are still playing this game. So understand that just because it's an older game doesn't mean it's not any good. We all love the new stuff. I like new stuff too, right? But I like to go back and look at some of the older games because I missed some, right? You can't play everything.
No.
So Robinson Crusoe, Adventure on the Cursed Island. If you haven't ever played it, if you don't own it, I would suggest it's one that you put in your collection. I absolutely love it.
All these games, and I should have mentioned, all these games that I came up with, all still can be bought.
Oh yeah, they're all purchasable.
Yes,
For
yes.
mine too. I don't think I put any on here this time that are hard to find. I do have some games that are hard to find. I got one that's you can't hardly find it. I think it's like you can maybe find it for sale for $275 or something, but good luck trying to get $275 out of it from anybody. But yeah.
My last one, which you mentioned a little bit about it earlier, is for Frosthaven.
Frosthaven, wow.
A 2022 game. Copper Fair, I know I messed up. Cephalofair. My wife even helped me with this.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Hey, sometimes some of these publishers, their names, I go like, I'm not sure how to say that. So I'll watch a video that I know somebody else has done on it. They pronounce it, and I'm like, all right.
Okay. Cephalofair games, 1 to 4 players, 90 to 120 minutes. It is ranked 26 on BGG, and its weight is 4.39. Really meaty right there.
Mm-hmm.
Frosthaven is no joke. It is a very big box and game.
It's as big as Gloomhaven.
Yes.
You know, the original.
Yeah,
big
the original.
Gloomhaven, yeah.
The
granddaddy.
Yeah, the granddaddy. This is the daddy. And the one you mentioned is...
Jaws of the Lion's the son.
Yeah.
Or daughter. I don't care.
It's one of them. If you have time, and it says 90 to 120 minutes, that's just the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
It is for each scenario. If you have a dedicated room, which a lot of gamers will have.
Oh, they'll have a game table in another room for sure.
Yes. This is a game for you because it's just more easier to leave things up for the next campaign instead of put it all up, then put it back out. Up and back. It just takes so much time. It is a mini game. There's a lot of components, a lot of things going on. But just like Calvin mentioned of Gloomhaven, the Jaws of Life, I like the aspect of you have a card that you can do 2 actions or 1 action. Yes, depending on what
you do the top or the bottom. You'll have 2 cards. You do the top and the bottom of either one.
And
you have to do a top and you have to do a bottom. So if you do the top of one card, you have to do the
bottom of the other card. But you pick to choose.
Yeah, you get to pick and choose.
Yeah. And how you can get these cards back is interesting. how you might not get them back if there's a. I think some cards will have a little X on them, and you use them, they're out of the game.
That's right.
You can't use them no more. It is a very enveloped game. It pushes you in there. It goes from very simple to the very hardest of the story and your character. I like how you can build up your character on this. For those that want to have game night, and game night that involves a whole epic adventure, this is for you. Forest Haven, and there's others out there, but Forest Haven for myself is one of those. I just started that recently, and it's a big thing. It's a lot. So I had him go, okay. I punched everything out. I looked at it. I started setting it up. I'm going, yep, you're going to stay on the table for a while because it has a lot on there. So, yes, Forest Haven is my number 5 there.
So, in Frost Haven, did they use the tiles, the tiles for the deal, or do they have a game book? I don't know in Frost Haven.
Frost Haven, they use the tiles.
Yeah. See, I wish that they would do it in a game book, even if it was a bigger book, a wider book.
Well, yes.
That would be fine. I just hate looking for all the tiles and all the little standees for the monsters. It's a job.
Yeah, it is.
By the time you finish setting the game up, you're like, I don't want to play it now. I'll wait. It's already set up, so I'll come back when my mind is fresh and I ain't had to find everything, and then I'll play it. So that's one of the issues with these larger games is getting them set up, taking the time to put them away, taking the time to learn all the rules. And the one thing about Jaws of the Lion I like, the Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, is the first scenario is a teaching scenario.
Yes.
So it kind of walks you through what to do in the game, which I liked a lot. And Gloomhaven didn't quite do that, and I'm not sure about Frosthaven.
No, and that's one thing. The board games that I like, I would like to see more of, is the epic ones, the big chunky ones. Have a little walkthrough, a scenario.
It kind of give you a play-by-play. They'll tell you what to put in your hand, right?
Yes.
And then it says, okay, play such and such card. Here's the reason why you're playing it. And it kind of walks you through in understanding what the cards do, how they work.
Yes.
And movement and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know the game that Andor,
Legends of
Andor did that.
Yes, it did. The first scenario is very much a walkthrough scenario. Kind of walks you through, takes little baby steps, and puts a lollipop in your mouth and says, "Here you go," which it's fantastic. And then the next scenario kicks your butt, right?
Yes.
So I think that's a good idea, Lewis. I think people, game companies, ought to think about doing some walkthroughs like that on their first scenario.
Yeah, especially the big meaty games.
Yes, for sure.
Well, that was my number 5 there.
Well, guys, that is our list of what you should get for Christmas gift for gamers. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. What did you think of ours that we thought would be great games for gamers? Do you think that they're not tough enough? Do you think that there's some out there that are better than what we chose? There could be. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played every game.
No, neither have I.
I play what I play. I like what I like, and everybody does too. So there may be something we're missing, and if you tell us about it, then we get a chance to go look at it if we've never heard of it or played it or thought about it. So we do appreciate that. Lewis, anything you want to tell them?
No, not really. Just give us an input. Give us input. We like your input, and especially when you introduce us new games. I know we have mentioned games that probably you have never heard about. Doing these videos takes some time. We do research on them. I do a lot of research that I'm going, I've never heard about this game, and I'll go look at it going, hey, that's a game I would like. So yes, let us know that some new games that you want us to try and give our input on that. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. Guys, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt, doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
Hit that like button. We'd appreciate it. It looks like this. Hit that. Do the face, Lewis.
My wife's going to give me...
Also, I got it that time.
You got it that one.
All right. And also hit that bell for notifications when new videos come out. And guys, we do absolutely appreciate all the subscribers we have. We appreciate the new subscribers we've gotten. And we appreciate every comment. And like I said, if you comment, it will be read on air.
Yes.
Or on the video. Guys, like I always say, get a board game to the table. Spend time with your family and your friends. And thank you for watching Calvin's Got Game.